Hello, everyone. Yes, you are welcome to today's live session. So, guys, yes, we are still on this topic because we need to educate ourselves, to get more information as to what is happening in the Nigerian polity. Also, as regards to the election tribunal, we all know that we are still waiting for the dates. But so many people have said that it won't exceed this coming September for them to give us the final ruling. I mean, the tribunal. But like we've always told you guys on this platform, that this case will not just end at the tribunal. We will be going to the Supreme Court because assuming the judges at the tribunal judge in favor of Peter Obi, if they rule in favor of Peter Obi, the opposition want to go to the Supreme Court. They want to file an appeal. And if the judges should equally rule against Peter Obi, Peter Obi said he will get to the root of this case. As in, you will not expect him to just accept whatever that, whatever ruling the judges give if it's not in his own favor. He himself will equally want to go to the Supreme Court to file an appeal. So, like we discussed yesterday, we were saying that Atiku is already making some preparations, as regards to this. He knows that this case will be moving over to the Supreme Court. So he's taking his time, getting enough evidence that he's going to add to what he has already submitted at the election tribunal. So this is one of the reasons why he's taking this bold step, like we all saw yesterday. And Atiku he's not like slagging back. He's very determined in ensuring he gets enough information for the Supreme Court. So, but like you can see on the screen there, the current president is saying that it's too late for Atiku to use Chicago University record against him. So it means that he understands that something is wrong. Something is wrong in his certificate. When he's saying that the power of that thing or the influence that that thing will have on him, it's no longer there because the time is already up for Atiku. They forget that this case is going to be moving over to the Supreme Court. And that is just what Atiku himself is fighting for. So one keeps wondering, how did we get here, Nigerians? So many people have been saying that it's better he just comes out and explain to the Nigerian people and tell them what happened exactly. Some people are like, he shouldn't dent the image of the university. Some people are like, is it that there are people that work on the behalf of the university? There are so many things because nobody knows where these different results are coming from. The one that the university issued is different from the one that our president, the current president of Nigeria, submitted to INEC. So you can see what we have on the screen there. These are the two different records, certificates that he submitted. One of them is the one he submitted to INEC, and one of them is the one that when the university was subpoenaed, they issued it. So you can see there are a lot of discrepancies, a lot of differences, The logos are different when you look at them. The fonts that they used to write the heading above, you can see that both of them are different. The number of signatures are different. And, this one is very clear, even for a child to understand that, these two things are not the same. As in, you can see it for yourself that they are not the same. And then, for me, I think the president of Nigeria owes himself that duty to come out and clear the air. Although he has blamed it on the clerk of the university, that the fault didn't come from him, it came from them. But after you discover that the certificate they gave you has some issues, why not go back to them and figure it out? Go back to them and tell them, okay, you didn't spell my name well, the age there is not right, the date you issued it, there is also an issue there. The font on this certificate is, you must have seen that something is wrong. Don't forget that this case started since 1999 when he issues his credentials to INEC. when he was vying for the position of the governor of Lagos State. We were told that he stated there that he attended primary school. He gave the name for the primary school, and then the secondary school he attended to was indicated. But when he was going for the second term, he now, like, the primary school and the secondary school all disappeared. You know, he now, like, maybe he didn't attend, or that his documents went missing when he went on exile. There are so many stories around all this. And this is the kind of explanations Nigerians don't want to take. People just want him to come out and, like, make all these things clear for people to understand, so that his image too will not be dented, the image of Nigeria will not be dented, because according to the law, at the moment, he is the president of Nigeria. He is the president of Nigeria. So whatever he does will paint Nigeria good or bad. So for me, I think it is high time he clears the air. And for him to be telling the Chicago State University not to issue his certificate, you know, initially they said the court that was to rule as regards to this topic does not have the jurisdiction to do that. The court now came out to say, no, Mr. Man, we have the jurisdiction over this case. And then they now moved over to privacy concern, that they don't want his privacy, you know, to be disclosed. But, you know, I think we have outgrown that stage, because he also submitted this certificate to INEC. So INEC has it, and the one that was subpoenaed is there with the judges at the election tribunal. So I don't really think if there's any privacy. You can see these things are made bare on the internet. It's on the internet. I got this information. So you can find out that once you are a public figure, people want to dig deep into who you are, what you are doing, what you've done in the past, and all that. And that is why we keep telling our politicians to, like, they should keep their hands clean. And for us, young Nigerians, this is also a lesson that we should learn to, like, ensure we abstain from, you know, all forms of, will I call it, let me not use criminality, you know, anything that would be there to dent our image, because you don't even know where you find yourself tomorrow. Because all these things now, someone might be regretting, why did I even do this? Why did I even do that? We are talking about trafficking of drug, and then this one is still coming. Honestly, this is not good for somebody of his caliber, you know, to be having this kind of controversies around him. So guys, I'm going to be playing this video.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Thursday said a clerical error is responsible for discrepancies on the certificate issued to him by the Chicago State University. Well, according to Tinubu's lawyers, an unidentified clerk of the university made the error about the date the school stated on his recently issued certificate. Tinubu's lawyers argued that the university incorrectly wrote the date of graduation as June 27th, 1979, instead of June 22nd, 1979, along with a change in the university's logo, which created the appearance of differences between an earlier issued diploma and the one issued in response to a 2022 subpoena. The claim is in their response to a suit filed by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar seeking the disclosure of Tinubu's academic records from the university. Well, users on social media have shared mixed reactions. Before I take tweets, Rufai, you know, I'd love for you to just chime in here, because you know that this issue of whether certificates forgery has been, you know, on the forefront of all eyes on the judiciary.
No, but we just have to state clearly that anything happening in American courts is of no consequence to what the judiciary has reserved a date for already. This is separate from it. But there's been many conversations around this Chicago debacle. And many cases have been filed. And many subpoenas have been issued, all right, as regards this. And some actors somewhere have orchestrated also many lies. One of them, I think we had to talk about this around November last year, was that we brought to fore that there had been a case filed as regards this conundrum of certificates at the court in Abuja, I think it was the Federal High Court or something, I don't know the jurisdiction of the court now, where Enahoro Eba, a lawyer, said that he had instructed his partner, Knowles, in Chicago to subpoena Chicago to get details of, degrees and all of that, and school records and all of that. And he said this was at variance with what the president, now sends to INEC then.
Right.
There's that conundrum. And I think we talked emphatically as regards this. That was what happened then. Now, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar in America also using the court system to be able to know more. And in fact, I think for the sake of clarification, somebody had claimed that they even went to Chicago.
I know that's somebody.
The point I made was the person claimed they went to Chicago on the 19th of September. That was the day they visited Chicago. But why is it that the document the person claimed Chicago gave them was unsigned and it was dated in June? So there's been a lot of conundrum, and I would like the courts to be able to unpack it. But Alhaji Atiku Abubakar has filed in America, and the response of the Tinubu team now is the fact that there was a clerical error as regards date of graduation and the likes and all of that. Whatever it is, this matter is sub judice, and the court will rule. What I just gave is a hitherto background. I will not talk about the matter that is sub judice.
Right.
All right? But there's been a lot of back and forth and confusion as regards this. So let's see how this court process pans out. The deposition and the reportage is all there for all to read.
Right.
Pure and simple.
Well, you know that the United States had given Tinubu until August 23rd, that is what, 2 days ago?
Yeah.
To, give reasons as to why his records should not be released to the former vice president. But, before I come to you, let me take some tweets. This is from Spotlight, who wrote, Chicago State University had the opportunity to proactively issue an official statement to disassociate itself from the narco runner and lay out whatever went wrong with its internal admission processes over 45 years ago, but they preferred to cover it up and hope the stench would go away. This is certainly how not to handle a crisis. PR 101. Everyone knows that a lot of people traveled and worked with other people's identities back then because of absence of biometrics, etc. So there is no way they haven't reviewed this case over and over and identified what went wrong since Nigerians started pursuing this matter. Over to you, Ayo.
Yeah, as has been mentioned already, this matter has come up a number of times, and in the last election, it tried to, some people tried to bring it up again, especially from the opposition. And it is important, even though it has no bearing on the judgment that's reserved by, that's in court currently in terms of the presidential election petition tribunal. I think it's important for Nigerians to know the truth, even if it's just to put it on the record. And then one thing about the United States of America is that they will uphold the rule of law. And so even though Chicago State University hitherto had not wanted to and had given a post-dated date to release the details of the school records, by the act of law, the former Vice President Atiku has been able to place a demand for them to release it. So the onus would be on them then to see if they are going to do so or not. At the end of the day, even though, as has been established, it has no bearing on the judgment, it is important for Nigerians to know the truth. And let's put pay to this conversation around, where is your background, what school did you attend, what school didn't you attend. I think let's just have closure. As a people. I think that's all that I would say about this one.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we'll move on to another story. Hanatu.
Yes, so guys, you've heard it for yourself. It is high time we get clarity on this topic because Nigeria has to move on. As in, we have to move away from this kind of, scenario that each time one keeps doubting about the personality of somebody, his age, his school, and all that. There are a lot to uncover. And like I've said initially, I think it would be best for him to use this opportunity, assuming the mistake came from the school, it's possible. He has to go to them. And like I said, somebody tweeted and was like, why has it taken all this long for him to go to them and tell them, okay, there is a mistake in the certificate you issued to me. Please look into it and get it, well done. He would have taken this step before now to like fix all these things. Even as an ex-governor, after serving for 2 terms, he would have gone to them. Don't forget that there is also this, will I call it to also a controversy that he has US citizenship. And people keep imagining, can somebody have up to 3 citizenships and still contest for this presidential position? So guys, there are a lot, and that is why we keep saying that the judiciary is in the best position to salvage Nigeria. They should like look into all these cases and with a pure heart, standing on a neutral ground, they should just dispense justice without looking at who is sitting on the highest seat. I think we have gotten to that point, because assuming they use technicality, to knock off all these points, like we've heard that the lawyers or the team of counsels for Tinubu and for the APC, they are good at using technicalities. Assuming that happens, you end up seeing that Nigeria will keep struggling with all these kind of scenarios. As we will see people that will have forged certificate, then the courts will not be able to stop them. But like we know that recently, some people, like what happened in Bayelsa State, the deputy governor had issues with his certificate, and that led to the disqualification of the governor and his deputy. And that is what we are looking at, that the judiciary has to equally take that step, because it will be unfair for them to rule the other way around if somebody is suffering for the same sin or the same crime. It will be very, very unjust for them to look away from all these things and go ahead to rule in favor of the party, the APC. So guys, this is the update on this topic. And I tell you, it is a big win for Peter Obi. Like we've always said that whatever Atiku is doing today is really going to help Peter Obi. Peter Obi stands more chances. He won majority of the votes in more states than Atiku. Atiku won in selective states, but he won with bigger margin, depending on what INEC declared. That's what we are using now. We know we didn't accept the result. Even up to now, we don't accept what INEC gave to the Nigerian people. But going by that, Peter Obi has more chances, and that is why he's saying that this election should either be declared the president of this country, or the election should be cancelled. But Atiku is saying that they should just cancel the election and start from scratch. And that is why he's like pressing on, so that when it gets to the Supreme Court will not have any other option. Because this case of, if this is really a case of forgery, honestly, there won't be any going back on disqualification if this one is really proven. And like you've already seen the step of the APC, they sent their lawyer to the United States to tell the court, please don't release our records to Atiku Abubakar. But the court said, no, we have to do the right thing. You know that United States, they uphold the rule of law, and they want to stand by what the Constitution allows them to do. So they've already come up to say that, please give us reason, cogent reason, as to why you don't want your records to be released. They are saying privacy, but I think that is not really a strong reason enough for them not to release this document. So like one of the slides that I share with you guys is where he was saying that Atiku's effort is in vain, because he won't be able to use whatever he gets now against him. They forget that this case will not just end at the tribunal. We will be moving over to the Supreme Court, and that is just what Atiku is fighting for. He knows that the door for the tribunal has been closed. You can't present any evidence again. We are just there to wait for their final ruling, the judges to come up with their final ruling. That is what every concerned Nigerian is waiting for. So whatever arrangement Atiku is making today is just for the Supreme Court, so that he will still go there and ensure that Tinubu does not remain the president of Nigeria. That is just the effort he's putting in. So there is also this case of one of the ministers being a 7 member of the NYSC, meaning she has not even done her NYSC. People have argued about her age. Why is she serving now? And if she's really serving, why would she be a minister? So today I found out online that the NYC has come out to confirm that actually she is a 7 minister. And you see what we are talking about. Some people have said that they are just using positions to pay back those that helped them during election, instead of them to use it, use this opportunity that they have. I mean, this temporal opportunity that they have to look for people that can remedy the current situation we have in the country.
The Minister of Art and Culture and Creative Economy has been confirmed as a 7th member of the Youth Corps. NYSC confirmed that yesterday. The report follows a claim by the Human Rights Association of Nigeria, a civil society organization, that Musanwa is undertaking the 1-year mandatory youth service scheme while she is still a member of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's cabinet. Kayode, your name just came off my head. But the point, we discussed Hanatu yesterday.
Yes.
And unfortunately, she has come under fire because of this whole situation. And I know that the President Tinubu's cabinet had inaugurated a team for NYSC. And it's unfortunate that, she's still a serving member of NYSC, and she's been confirmed as a minister. What did you say?
I said I should Google her age.
Oh, no, she had started.
I mean, it's not about the age, actually, at this point.
I thought age is a factor in NYSC.
No,
it's when you graduate before you are 30.
Yes.
If you graduate after you're 30, then you get exemptions.
Absolutely.
So even if you graduate before you're 30, you can do it any other time.
Oh, okay.
I think for how
that's like Kemi's case. No, not Kemi's case.
No, hers was forged.
It's not forged. It's just the case of if you're not, if you don't have the certificate, you cannot serve. So.
I was just going to say that I really want the women on this cabinet to do well.
Yes.
Because already we didn't even meet the quota of 35% that the president had promised us. But, nevertheless, it is important that this controversy had come during the Buhari administration, when she was, for the same reason of the NYSC, she wasn't allowed to go through by the House, by the Senate. And unfortunately, again, it's becoming it has come up again. It will now come to bear whether the president would say that she's serving. They've redeployed her to ministerial office to serve her out her youth corps. I don't know if that is even legal, or post that, but again, I hope it will be resolved. I wish I would.
And this whole situation with the unemployment rate, she also posted a tweet about that, and she came under fire. She wrote, breaking unemployment rate drops to 4.1%. Nigeria is moving forward. I mean, this is just a ridiculous situation, because as you know, like we have discussed it, what is the reason for this drop? As yesterday, the National Bureau of Statistics said that there's been that sharp drop on unemployment. They say that the figures are based on the new methodology of labor force survey undertaken in collaboration with the World Bank and International Labour Organization. Let me just take one tweet. This is an anonymous tweet. This person says, the biggest fraud and the most dangerous in leadership or management is to deliberately produce wrong data or information. The result is assured disaster. Someone has BP of 190 over 140, but tells the doctor, my BP is 120 over 80. Who will die? Another Twitter user, Atedo Peterside, also wrote, according to StatiSense, South Africa's unemployment rate is 32.6%. We in Nigeria have brought ours down to 4.1%. The only catch is that we brought unemployment crashing down because NBS Nigeria changed methodology of unemployment. I don't know whether to laugh or cry. Rufai, I don't know whether
Yes, so guys, so much to unpack from this clip. So initially we saw the one of the ministers who was nominated recently, not knowing that she's still serving as a youth corper. We have so many talented Nigerians. I mean, people who graduated with first class and they have enough experience, even if they didn't graduate with first class. There are second class, graduates that are very intelligent, very smart. But this government does not want to look that direction. They prefer to use positions, to like thank those that helped them. And like you heard one of them saying that this person was also nominated during Buhari's administration, but her screening didn't go through because of this NYSC issue. So she now decided to go and serve. While serving, she's still desperate to become a minister. So, guys, that's the kind of nation we are building. That's the kind of nation our politicians are building for us. Sincerity is not there. Being transparent is not there. As in making things to favor the ordinary people, it's not there. I wish this government had looked around. They would have seen so many vibrant Nigerians. This is, I think, the Minister for Culture and all that. Don't forget, we have this show that the Lagos State Arts organization used to display. You come and see talented Nigerians. We have so many people who are in the Nollywood and all that. There are brilliant Nigerians that can come into this position and transform things for the country. But they will not want to look that direction. They would rather want to go for their own people that were involved during the campaign, people that followed them, to all the nooks and crannies of the country. That's the only way to reward them. And who suffers it? The masses. Because as an NYSC member now, she will have to be reporting at her place of PPA. She will not really be that available. She has two work now in her hands, but there are people who are still looking for one. They can't afford it. Also, they made mention of the unemployment rate. Nigerians, tell me, the last 6 months ago and today, which of this time is better as regards to employment and unemployment? They said our unemployment rate has dropped drastically. And you can see somebody that tweeted comparing Nigeria with South Africa. South Africa has 32 something percent, while Nigeria has just 4.1. You can see the huge difference. At a time when people can't eat, people are losing their jobs. Many company owners can't even afford to pay their staffs because of the cost of diesel, fuel. They can't even run their businesses efficiently. They are coming up to tell us that they are using a different method from the method that has been existing before now to measure the unemployment rate. So, guys, that's the nation we have today as Nigeria. And this is a wake-up call for all of us. Let's keep pressing. Let's keep fighting until we get there. A new Nigeria is possible. It's really possible for us to get a country we all can be proud of. Mr. Peter Obi has always emphasized on this, that what we have is the structure of criminality, that when it comes in, that is the first thing you want to dismantle. So that leadership will have to do with the people and not just for personal gain. So, guys, I will be ending this live session at this moment. I really want to appreciate you guys for joining me. Sorry, I'm alone today. I'm hoping that Dr. Ete will be joining us soon. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell so that each time we have a live session, you'll be notified. And each time we upload a new video, you will probably be notified. And with this, I want to say a very big thank you for being a part of today's live session. God bless you and good night. Bye.